Hi, I'm John Chan, the Senior Lab Manager here at Reviewed, and today we'll be reviewing the Ecovacs Deebot X2 Omni Robot Vacuum and Mop. The X2 is a robot vacuum mop hybrid, which means it can vacuum floors and mop them. When it's done cleaning, it empties its dustbin into a bag for easy disposal, and it also has the ability to clean its own mops. With hot air drying, it can also dry its mops afterwards. You might also notice that the X2 also has a square shape. While it isn't the first robot vacuum to have this shape, it does allow the X2 to flushly clean against walls. Here are some things we like about the X2 Omni. First off, it's really good about navigating. Every time we test a robot vacuum, we place it on our robot vacuum obstacle course, and the X2 demonstrated great spatial awareness. One way it demonstrated this was with the 4-inch shelf. Now the X2 is 3.7 inches tall, and it was able to understand that it could slip underneath the 4-inch shelf and clean under it without getting stuck. Another thing that we like is the fact that the X2 cleans up after itself. When it's done with a vacuuming cycle, a secondary vacuum inside the charging dock empties out the dustbin and places it into a disposal bag. It makes it a lot easier to clean up after the vacuum, plus it means that you need to interact with the vacuum a lot less. Each bag can hold around 60 days worth of dirt, so you got more peace of mind, more time to do what you want to do around the house. It also cleans up its own mop pads. After a mopping cycle, it goes back to the dock, and there are 2 water tanks inside the charging dock, one with dirty water, one with clean water. It flushes the mop pads with clean water, then suctions it back up into the dirty water tank. It also can heat the mop pads up to 130 degrees, which helps cut back on bacteria growth. The X2 also doubles as a security camera. As you may notice, there is a forward-facing camera on the X2. That camera can stream footage to your phone via the Ecovacs Home app. With that and a combination of a remote control scheme in the app means you have a mobile security camera with the X2. You can also speak through the speaker on the X2, which means let's say you're at work and you decide to dial into your robot vacuum. You can then control it around your house to find out if your dog is on the couch when he shouldn't be, and you can tell him, hey, get off. And finally, we like the smart mapping function. Now, a lot of robot vacuums these days have this function, but it's good to know that the X2 is covering all of its bases. The smart mapping function basically allows you to direct the robot vacuum to where you want to go, or keep it out of rooms you don't want it to be in. You can also create special spot maps. Let's say areas around your entryway, for example. You can tell the X2 to clean exclusively there and go over it twice. Here are some things that we don't like about the X2. It can dirty your carpets with its mop pads. Basically, the way that the X2 prevents cross-contamination between mopping and carpets is that it lifts its mop pads around 2/3 of an inch off the ground while it's vacuuming. Sometimes that's not enough. Some people have thicker rugs, they've got throw rugs with shag. These can get dirty from the mop pads or wet from the mop pads as the X2 traverses the carpet. Another thing that we don't like about the X2 is that it has a pretty complicated setup. For it to work, you need to make sure that all the water tanks are filled. You gotta make sure that the app is all set up. The smart mapping feature, while it is great, it's not particularly good at adjusting to new circumstances. So if you ever need to move the X2, it's gonna get immediately lost. And the final thing we don't like about the X2 is that it's really pricey. At the time of filming, this thing retails for around $1,400, and you can get a major competitor, the iRobot J9 Plus, for way less. Overall, the pros are, it has excellent navigation. It cleans up after itself. It doubles as a security camera. Its smart mopping function offers tremendous value, while the cons are, its mop pads can dirty your carpets in certain scenarios. Setup is more complicated than it needs to be. It has a higher than average price point. So should you get the Ecovacs Deebot X2 Omni? We think so, but only if you're willing to use all of the features. So it's really expensive, but what you're getting is a mobile security camera, you're getting a smart robot vacuum that can be directed to specific parts of your house, you're getting a vacuum and a mop. So if your home is mostly hardwood floor with few carpets, we think this is a good buy. For the full review of the X2 Omni and other robot vacuum reviews, head over to reviewed.com, and thanks for watching.